Like,
They do.
this is a game, like, if you think about the system, I can't think of a better series of games that had, like, aerial drift. Every single one of those games has amazing aerial drift, right?
Yeah.
Like, even think about, like, F-Zero, think about, like, 3D Mario games. Like, you can kind of control while you're in the air, you can accelerate in the air one way or another, which doesn't necessarily, like, make sense for, like, the physics of our world.
Right. They just have really intuitive physics, regardless of whether it's, like, it
Earth
feels like,
equivalent or not, yeah.
like legitimate physics, like IRL, but still really good.
We go to perhaps one of the most turn-heavy courses. Actually, this is going to be an interesting battle because there are sections with tight turns, and this is I think it's Lightning Loop.
Yeah.
It's not the same course we just saw, even though it looks very similar. Like, the palette is the same, but this is from the Ruby Cup. It's a much simpler course.
Yeah.
There's some turning, but come to think of it, I think there's even more straightaway, and that's going to favor Darkflame and Hyperspeed.
Yeah, and he's already running away with this lead a little bit.
Yeah, and Wizzy was ahead at the beginning, and it's mostly because of this turning section.
Yeah.
Look how well.
Oh, and he's almost bringing it back.
Look how well he's doing here. That is going to be
you said.
huge. The real question is, hit the wall. The real question is, can he keep his lead throughout all these straightaways?
Yeah.
And the answer doesn't seem like yes.
But, oh man, they're right neck and neck again.
But there's a Hyperspeeder has a lot more energy. Darkflame has a big comeback potential here.
Yeah.
Actually, surprised he's not burning it right now. Wonder what he's using it for. Saving it for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
maybe.
question.
I think if you combo it with boosts, maybe. Yeah, you preserve a little more speed. So he's saving it for this section with some of the boosts.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and he actually overtakes Wizzrobe. Wizzrobe does not have much speed going in this turning section, and I think he felt like he had to play it a little bit safe because he didn't have any boost power.
Okay. Wizzy with a big deficit to overcome here.
And there's that turning section at the beginning of the course, not the end. I don't think he's going to come back from this one.
Yeah, it's looking... Oh, and he's running into the walls. Looking like Darkflame's going to take this game one. There it is.
Man, so Android's one of the first people I knew who really liked this game. Do you know Tales of Symphonia?
Oh, I love
That's one of my favorite games of all time.
Dude, I love the battle system.
Yeah, the battle system is tight, and honestly, like, the story, like...
It's pretty good
I played it when I was a little young. It actually, like, made me think about my life in some ways.
I mean, it's pretty in-depth. Like, they throw some philosophical questions at you.
And
for sure.
So, like, when you're playing, at the beginning, the game's like, oh, it's a normal RPG, I'm going to temples.
Right.
And then they're like, I mean, if you haven't played Tales of Symphonia, like, spoiler alert, I guess.
Spoiler alert.
But,
mute the stream real quick.
They start with, like, the first mission's, like, make your mom a sandwich, and then halfway through the game, it's like, oh, by the way, there's 2 universes. Like, they just, everything goes crazy. And also, like, the what's not the antagonist? The anti-hero is your dad. Like, all this stuff,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
there's...
Like, and then there's like all these gods you didn't know about and stuff. Like, it just like
Oh my God.
It blew my mind. And then have you played Tales of
Crazy.
Berseria, the more recent game?
No, I have not played that.
That game feels different. And Tales of Symphonia always have a special place in my heart. I played it when I was younger, when I was very impressionable.
Right.
And like some of the things from it like literally became a part of me.
Okay.
I beat it like 9 times.
Okay.
But Tales of Berseria might, pound for pound, be a better RPG game.
Oh, true?
Like, it's sick, yeah.
Which console is that one for?
I have it for PC. I think it's PS3.
Okay.
But I have it for PC. And there's Tales of Zestiria, which chronologically comes second, but comes first in the series. Like, Tales of Berseria is a prequel, kind of, I think.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. Darkflame taking this lead back.
Yeah, tight battle.
Yeah,
And
it looked like Wizzy had that strong lead, and it looked like he had a great counter pick with all the jumps.
Yep.
But Darkflame manages to find the lead again.
In their last set, Wizzrobe won this map, not by a lot, but definitely cleanly. He missed a boost.
For sure.
And it mostly came down to this turn section. Wizzrobe took the turns very well. This time he hits a wall. Wizzrobe not looking like his old self,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's been playing all day. He had to play melee singles, and then he won melee doubles.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's probably been on the sticks a little bit more than Darkflame has, but he's still trying to win this.
Do you think Wizzrobe tires? I feel like he's like...
I feel like humans in general do, so yes.
I think he's the Android 16.
Even though
I think he has unlimited...
Oh, and Darkflame...
Yeah, he actually ran into the back of Wizzy, and that's what broke him down.
Yeah, it's going to make it damn near impossible to win. But it's only the second lap.
Yeah, unless Wizzrobe breaks down as well, but it looks like he's going to hold on to just a little bit of boost bar to make sure that doesn't happen. I think very smart.
Smart stuff from Wizzy for sure. going to be damn near impossible, barring a major mess up.
You know what would actually be
Wizzrobe.
nuts? So we need an F-Zero game for the Switch. I don't have a Switch. Animal Crossing's coming to the Switch. I love Animal Crossing.
I mean,
and if
are you not going to play Ultimate or what? You got to buy a Switch, Doug.
I'll play Ultimate, but I don't have to. If it's good, like good, and I'm gonna like play it as a fighting game, I'll get it. But otherwise, we'll just go to Smash Studios.
Switch is actually really good.
It is really good.
You seem like a traveler. You travel for stuff, right?
Yeah, but the problem is
for
like
traveling, it's so good.
I actually work like a lot right now.
Oh,
so
sure.
and I own a gaming PC and play my games on that. So it's like not honest. It's honestly
Sneak
not
that into work, Doc. Don't tell your boss.
Dude, I work in a lab, so like, I wear like a hazmat suit and make make medicine sterilely, like cell therapy.
Dang.
So like.
All right, I don't know if you can bust the
I
Switch
can't pull a
out.
Switch in there. I wouldn't want to. Like,
I don't know if that's the time to bust the Switch out.
But I mean, sometimes, like, honestly, sometimes we do nothing, and like everyone understands, like these manufacturing employees, like there's gonna be days where we're sitting at our desk, like I literally play chess at my desk sometimes, and then there's other days where I'm in the lab for 14 hours straight. You know what I mean? So it's like, so maybe I could play the Switch on one of those days.
Every so often, you know. But nice job from Wizzy evening this losers finals up with 2 Melee Falcon players.
Yeah, it's actually so fitting. And there are actually just a lot of Falcons in general here. Like, even not the top ones. Like, we have the Brig.
Right. The Brig.
Panagiotis is here. And
Darkflame.
this is the most Falcons as Xanadu has ever had at once.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because usually it's like, what's the most you've ever had? Probably like the one that had Thumbs Way Up and the Brig, and maybe like Darkflame was also there or something.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened, but I mean, that's probably the closest. Like, we don't have, that's literally why MDVA has a Falcon problem.
Yeah.
Because we don't have very many Falcons.
I missed
really
Thumbs Way Up. He hasn't been around
Rip
for a
thumbs.
while, right? Yeah.
Rip Thumbs, Rip
Do you know what's
G-Rig.
up with Thumbs?
I think he's just not about Melee necessarily as much.
I mean, that's fine. I was just...
Yeah, I think he's just, I mean, I haven't talked to him personally about it, but I just assume, like, he's just not focused on Melee at the moment.
Some people, like, can't really focus on Melee because, like, you know, Vista's like a dad.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I was going to say G-Regulate, another very prominent Falcon main from MDVA, plays net play all the time. I still play him on net play, and he's still really good, but, you know, he just had a kid. And
his wife had a kid.
Yeah. I mean, same thing. They were pregnant.
Sure.
And you know, got married, you know, a year before that or whatever. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and he lives kind of far now. He's in Ashburn. It's like a little bit away.
Well, this is like pretty far from you too, right? Like
yeah, it's like that's almost like living in Delaware.
I think I live closer. I'm an hour and a half to hour 45 from here. I'm closer than you, right?
That's what I mean. That's crazy. Even though he lives in BA, BA is a big state.
Yeah, it is.
But
big. I wanted to talk about the choice here. They're on a Fire Field, the tube course from the Emerald Cup, the Sapphire Cup. I think it's the Sapphire Cup.
Okay.
And there's two main things about this. Obviously, it's like all a straightaway because it's a tube pretty much.
Right.
And then also, the trick is knowing where on the tube the boost pads are. So it really comes down to game knowledge because there are not boost pads like all around in most parts. There's only one.
Yeah,
so you have to be really familiar with the course. And honestly, it can be really disorienting knowing where you are.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of wanting to get the boost pads, and then you also, if you're on like, if you can picture like you're holding like you're flexing, there's less distance to cover on the inside of your arm than the outside.
Right.
So like a mix of getting the boost pads and being on like the inside part of that tube is gonna like favor you. And I mean, obviously, being a max speed course, Darkflame is a big advantage playing Hyperspeeder, who obviously has a very high top speed and good boost ability.
That's why it's called Hyperspeeder.
Yeah, it's like a pretty good name for the vehicle, honestly.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, Wizzy way behind, low end energy, looking like Darkflame is gonna take the lead in this losers final.
I mean, I know Wizzy practiced with Fat Shark or whatever, but like on these maps, do you just play Hyperspeeder 2 or like some other like Sonic Phantom or something?
I guess that's the move.
Like,
I mean,
it doesn't make sense to play Fat Shark still. I don't think.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if both of them are just on a straight infinite course and they just both hold A, Hyperspeeder wins. So, I mean, this is a drag race, and you can't play a drag race with...
This is going to maybe almost be a retire from Wizzy.
He's not making it.
Oh, man. The retire.
That was a 2:47 on Fire Field. I'm going to look up what the world record time was on that.
You know what? The the race was the least close that we've seen it from Wizzy and Darkflame so far. It was highly in Darkflame's favor that time. Great counter pick from him, obviously. But it's also showing that Wizzy might be running out of juice here. He needs a really good counter pick here, and then he's going to need to be able to do it again on Darkflame's counter pick in Game 5. Going to be hard to accomplish, honestly. Darkflame clearly looking like he's knowing what he's doing, at least to some extent. Again, we haven't seen too many like advanced techniques from Darkflame, but my man knows how to race at least.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's like there's something about Hyperspeeder where there are certain vehicles that get rewarded by different parts of the game engine.
Yeah.
So like if you're going, if you have your acceleration really high, for example, which they can't have.
Right.
If you do like snaking, so you like drift one way, it like rewards the tight turning, even if you're on a like large straightaway. So maybe there's something about like the max speed plus the way Darkflame is turning. With this like, it looks like he sort of like depresses the analog stick and the trigger part way.
Yeah.
Maybe that like helps him maintain his speed somehow. And this, I think this is a really smart second counter pick from Wizzy because he's shown just how good he is at really hitting the turns. And this is a stage that has quite a few of them.
Yeah, the turns are gonna determine a lot on this stage.
You know how
that being said, as much as we've said about like Darkflame not necessarily knowing the advanced techniques, he clearly knows the game pretty well in general. Like,
yeah,
he's doing very well overall.
And you could just see on these straightaways, he literally just slowly gains on Wizzy.
Yeah.
And there's another thing. On the jumps, you can really optimize for speed as Fat Shark in a way that Hyperspeeder can't contend with quite so much.
Oh, and he takes almost the lead there. Oh my gosh. They're literally next to each other.
And
there it is.
Literally the inside turn from Darkflame is what made the difference.
Right.
Wizzy took a wide turn, and it was just, look how much time it cost him. That's ridiculous.
Big amount. He's way behind all of a sudden. That's crazy, man. This game is so fast-paced that that minor of a turn can make that much of a difference. Oh, man. And yeah, Darkflame really just knows what he's doing, man.
And on the boost laps, you can just see how much speed Darkflame is able to carry through the entire course. Like staying up, like his average speed this lap, I mean, right now he's at like 1,200, but his average speed has to be like 1,400 or something. And if you think about it in terms of that, your average speed, like divided by the distance you have to travel, is like a score that you can use. If yours is better than your opponent's, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like looking at Wizzy's screen right now, Darkflame is only sometimes in sight, which is not a great sign. Not a great feeling if you're Wizzy.
He's so far behind right now. This is looking like it's over.
What I'm actually very interested to see the AKC 12 set versus Darkflame if it happens, because like we're seeing Fat Shark and some pretty decent use of the advanced techniques, just not really being able to contend with Darkflame even on a course like this.
Yeah.
And I mean, is it because there's enough boost pads to like maximize his speed? I don't know. Like Wizzy's going really fast right now too, so why is he so far behind?
It's pretty crazy. I really just feel like Darkflame has an insanely good like knack for racing in general. I don't know if it'll be enough to overcome AKC though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably unlikely.
He might,
but it looks like he's gonna definitely take it over Wizzy right now.
Well, I mean, so we saw them in Winners Finals, and he had a couple tight races, especially on the more drag racy courses. There's a shot.
Okay. Yeah, this is looking so difficult right now for Wizzy.
This is over.
Yeah.
And he even goes for a suicide finish at the end. Darkflame's like, are you still racing? I want a fist pound.
All right. There it is. Great stuff from Darkflame. And nice showing from Wizzy, man. He's really out here at the script.
Yeah.
First place in melee double.